Hey everybody, Boomhard69 here, and gonna do a video that I probably talked about. I talked about this numerous times, and I keep every so often doing this to kind of I figure it's a way to help encourage others out there to follow their dreams and goals. But I do YouTube because I have a lot of ideas, and I don't have a really good way of how to make them a reality. So I decided to make a YouTube channel and try to make these ideas I have in my head a reality and stuff. Like I previously talked about the woodworking stuff. That was an idea, and the building the homeless shelter and the little pantry out here and all that stuff. That's the biggest reason. One of the biggest reasons for me to do YouTube is I have a ton of ideas, and I just want to try to make them a reality. And so I thought, why not make YouTube videos and go from there and see what happens, what's the harm? And then I also thought it'd be a great way to help make a difference in the world and stuff. And because there's so many people out there nowadays that there's so much they want to do, but they just don't know how to do it. And I thought, another way that would be a great way to help you is make talk videos and share my ideas and hopefully it would encourage people to say, hey, why don't I give it a try? If this weird guy with a lazy eye and talks funny from being hard of hearing, can do what he's doing, hey, maybe I can pull it off and stuff, give people encouragement, because I have some medical issues. I'm hard of hearing, that's the biggest, and plus I have a lazy eye. That's why my one eye always looks like an outer space. And if you don't know what the lazy eye is just where there's some muscle nerves in the eyes that don't work right, and it's just slacking off, being lazy. That's why they call it lazy eye, where part of like the nerves and muscle is not really working right, where what they have you do is just basically wear an eye patch over your good eye and to cause the other eye to focus and cause those nerves and muscles or whatever in the eye to actually work, so your eye, looking in outer space somewhere else and stuff. So, but yeah, and kind of knowing that also helped me a little bit. Why not make a YouTube video and stuff? Make a YouTube channel? What's the harm and stuff? And so that's why I am doing this whole YouTube thing, is because I want to help those in need. And I thought, again, that would be a great way. YouTube would be a great way to make that a reality and stuff, because I see a lot of negativity in the world these past few years and stuff, a lot of the negativity that's going on in the world and people struggling and stuff. And I thought, well, if I become well-to-do, why not do what God wants us to do, help those in need and not, hog the wealth and stuff. A lot of people do that. They hog their wealth and have all this bad kids that gimme and hog their wealth, and to me it's ridiculous. If I had $1 billion in the bank, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not gonna just let it sit in the bank, because I can't spend $1 billion. Well, I'm gonna build $1 billion house. Ew, no, share it. I like to be the billionaire guy that walks down the street and some guy's want to say, hey, can I have some change, and the guy not realizing who I am and be able to write out a check for $1 million and say, here you go, dude, and the guy's like, are you sure you can afford that? And be like, trust me, buddy, get on the computer, Google my net worth, and then you'll see and be able to, help people out and get them in their dreams and goals and stuff. But yeah, because I just don't want to also make my life comfortable. Yeah, I want some things in life too, like anybody else, but I want to be able to also share and give and stuff. Like, For example, I talked about on social media some little electric bicycles and little roadster, a little go-kart roadsters thing, and shared up stuff that, boy, this would be neat to have. But to me, what would be even cooler is also be able to have enough money where I could buy like maybe 4 or 5 of them and give them to somebody that wouldn't have normally the luxury of being able to buy that stuff and have a little fun, be able to buy like maybe 3 or 4, buy one for myself, and then maybe buy 2 or 3 and just kind of give to somebody to let them have a little fun and stuff, like the one little children's go-kart build. The more I think about, okay, once I get this built, then what I'm going to do with it, because obviously I'm a big guy. That go-kart's not necessarily designed for the big guy. Yeah, I could run it and stuff, but it's just, it's a child-sized go-kart, and what I plan on doing more with that is just get it nice and fixed up, and then I know some people that have children that I am going to probably more end up just saying, here you go, you can have this, and give it to their kids that normally don't get that sort of stuff because their parents can't simply afford it, and that's one of the things I might do and stuff, and then and the same with buying brand new go-karts and stuff. Have the funds to do that and stuff, and because I understand the situation that the world's in. I pay attention to all the political stuff out there and everything that's going on. I see this side fighting, that side fighting, this person fighting, that person fighting. I see it. I and stuff. I don't care to make videos. I'm giving my opinions too much on that stuff because I try a little bit on social media to stay away from talking about politics and politics and all that stuff, because people just want to fight and stuff, and so I just kind of keep it to myself, and especially the way mainstream media is and social media has been lately on a lot of that top subjects. I just kind of leave it alone, stay away from it, and plus I want to kind of more give people an escape away from that, because to me, if you want political stuff or no political views and different things, there's other YouTubers and TV shows and all that stuff where you can more learn about that stuff and better educate yourself, and there's already that stuff out there, so just go to them and stuff. I'm going to try a little more, keep my social media just kind of free of all that politics stuff. Yes, I will talk about the Holy Bible and stuff from time to time and share my thoughts about Jesus Christ, but that's about it, because I believe in Jesus Christ and I want to give him all the glory for all this and stuff, and bring Jesus along for the ride too and stuff. So you will see a lot of Christian-based, Christ-based stuff on my YouTube channel. That's the only thing. And to those of you who are atheists or believe in something else, hey, fine by me. And if you don't like it, then my suggestion is, go watch another video or something. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to stay away from that stuff, and I thought, was doing this whole YouTube thing, it would be great to bring people along and try to share my ideas, but also encourage other people out there as well to hey, don't be afraid to try to give a try. If you got a little bit of pocket change and you can afford to do it, and there's something you'd like to try, go ahead, try it. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Me right now, like I talked about the woodworking stuff and go-kart build and stuff. When I get the money, I'm gonna try some of that stuff and see and stuff. And one of my goals is, when I make enough money off on YouTube, have a designated building that's I can designate to doing things like YouTube and stuff. like other YouTube channels do sometimes. They get really big and then they build them a little YouTube business, building and what the hey, and studio, I guess you can call it, and that's one thing I would like to do and stuff. But yeah, that's why I'm doing this whole YouTube thing. It's just because there's some ideas and stuff I want to make a reality, and I also would like to help those in need along the way, because I figure, hey, Christ gives me this opportunity. I feel like the way the Bible talks, he says the best way you can thank me in return is by doing for others, helping them out. Like, for example, say I become a millionaire, I become rich where I make $10 million, okay? I look at it, God gives me $10 million, okay, take some of that millions and put it to some good use. Right now, if I had $10 million, I'd definitely should look into getting a homeless shelter built, you bet. Because in my area and stuff, I see all these places for rent, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $1,800 a month. If I lost this house that I'm in right now, if I didn't pay for this house and I didn't pay the payments and I lost this house and I ended up out on the streets, the store that I work at, the amount of money I bring in each week, guess what? I'm not going to be able to spend $2,000 a month. I wouldn't even have the money to do that, Because a lot of those rental places, they want like 4 or 5 times your salary just to even get your foot in the door. And so I see so many so-called low-income housing, but yet they're asking $2,000-$3,000 a month just to live in it, and sometimes it's only like a little 1-bedroom itty-bitty space where you barely even got a bathroom to take a poop at and stuff, and I've looked at, out of state, what it's like in California, New York. It's even way worse than my own state of Michigan, so yeah, and seeing that stuff, I would love to be able to build something to give people temporary housing and stuff. And who knows, if maybe down the line, God might say, hey, instead of building a homeless shelter, why don't actual true blue low income housing, I would, if I was that kind of rich and loaded with money, hell, I would even love to build some sort of apartment complex and basically say, oh, people can live here for free. But, if I did something like that, it would definitely wouldn't be the lazy guy that just wants to work and do nothing, and it would be for working people that are actually trying and stuff, because some of the Bible preaches on certain people you do not help and stuff, and then there's people that help. Because me, I want to help those that really want to get out of the situation. Like the homeless person that I kind of think about more is that guy that man or woman that is so depressed, they feel like they can't get out of that situation, and be able to come to them and say, hey, let me help you here, and give them that leg up that encourages them to say, you know what, I can get out of this situation, I can do it, and where they get that spark of energy to change their life around, where one day I'm 80, 90-year-old man with a walker and a wheelchair, or on a mobility scooter, riding around the store and have them walk up to me and say, hey, because of you and you helping me, I became that millionaire, well-to-do guy, and then be able to turn to him and say, well, if it wasn't for Jesus Christ of Nazareth, I wouldn't have been able to make it possible, and encourage them to give all the glory to him, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and say, well, and then say to him, well, it was because of Jesus Christ, Because if you don't pray and you don't ask, well, you ain't going to get anywhere, and if you ain't got Christ in your life, you ain't going nowhere. Even in the afterlife, if you don't have Christ in your life right now, Jesus, you ain't going, you ain't going anywheres. You're going somewheres at the end if you don't believe in Jesus. And that place ain't pretty. You know, there's people out there that would say, man, I'd love to see where the devil lives. And Jesus is looking down at him saying, really? And sometimes Jesus even says, okay, I'll show you what it's like. You know, some people actually die and Jesus shows them what it's like, and then they come back and to tell, you know, Jesus works in a mysterious way. He's the one that can take something that's impossible and make it possible and stuff. So yeah, you know, and I feel like that's what my calling is to be able to some way, somehow help those in need, and I know the Lord would appreciate, you know, every little bit goes a long way, you know. Even just putting one little canned good out in that little pantry, that goes a long way in anybody and stuff, you know. And I think it's cool that now, because of that, I see a lot more people in my community having their own little pantries set up and stuff. And I think that's a wonderful idea. So that tells me there's more options out there for those in need. And I like that because a person can go to my pantry, see what I have, and if there's nothing in there that they need, or say they pick up a box of hamburger helper. Let's say I put hamburger helper out there, and they can take that box, and if there ain't no meat in my pantry, they can go to the next pantry and see if they got maybe a canned meat or something to go with the meal and stuff. I think that's wonderful, and you know, the more the merrier, I say. But yeah, that's just my whole point of this whole YouTube thing and stuff is just try to do good and help out a lot of people and stuff. If you haven't noticed and you hear any weird noises in the background, I got a kerosene heater running, so keep me a little warm while I do this video. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do with this whole thing, and I'm gonna keep making videos after videos about it to encourage people and stuff, because I notice a lot of times YouTube, when I make a video on YouTube will hurry up and let a bunch of people see it, and then after a few days the momentum kind of dies down a little bit and stuff. But yeah, that's why I want to do I do YouTube, because I have a ton of ideas and want to do certain things in life, and I thought, well, I don't know what other route to take to go to make these ideas a reality, so why not try YouTube and go down that road and see what happens and stuff. And so yeah, that's why I'm on YouTube is I want to do all these wonderful things for people, and I also have some personal ideas that I think would be neat to do in the future, and that's why I do all these things and stuff. And I actually prayed to Jesus long time ago to, hey, help me in a way to do YouTube, but also help it in a way to help me better understand you and come to you more. And I notice more and more God's answered my prayer, because I said I one time got so frustrated, man, I said, Lord, I need your help because I'm struggling, and I learned I have picked up and learned a long time ago, quite a while back, that even in the bad times, when worshiping the Lord and following Jesus, they're getting much easier and better than what it was before. Because before I'd just be all rage mad, cussing, swearing, and anger, rage, wanna you know, be the big giant Goliath and start, you know, being angry and stuff and mad, and when things didn't go my way, I'd be all angry and frustrated and say, oh, F this and that, and people can go beat themselves, and I was that person. But you know what? After now more and more worshiping the Bible and coming to Jesus Christ, those things are a lot more easier in my life. If it wasn't for him, I would have never had this house to begin with, because I first living here was just a rental house. I was renting from a church. The church people, the people that owned this house in church, decided to sell it. They gave me and my brother the opportunity to say, hey, would you like to buy this house? We'll give you first dibs since you already live here. And we said, sure, and I'm grateful for it. Now, my goal and challenge is to someday make enough money off from the YouTube where I can make this house beautiful, more beautiful than what it already is, and be able to make it so my brother can do the things he want to do here, because he's trying to start up his own drafting business and stuff. He's a computer drafter. He's the guy that draws up plans and tries to take people's ideas of their house or whatever they want built, and try to make blueprints where the builders can look at it, and engineers, and say, okay, this is what the customer wants, and basically make other people's dreams and ideas. And so I would like to someday have this house set up where he could have the first floor all designed and built the way he wants to make it into like an office, where the first floor wouldn't even look like a living room, dining room, kitchen area, where it would look like, a typical commercial office space, and then have the basement in another, and then have a full cemented-in basement, like I talked about before in a previous video, where I could make the basement a nice little apartment for myself to be able to have my own little space and living quarters, and then the same thing with the second stories, have that all into like another apartment. One thing I would probably do is have just the first floor, like a little an apartment commercial space for my brother, and then just have the upstairs and basement an apartment. And then if ever in the near future, I have a childhood friend that's a missionary and stuff, and say I ever got wind of somebody that was in need and needed a place to stay, I could potentially, offer up an extra space and stuff, and for certain people and things, that if I ever did that, maybe have friends or some friends or family members that need a place to stay, and say, hey, I got a apartment you can check out and stuff, But yeah, that's the biggest reason why I do this whole YouTube thing. I keep making videos about it. I will repeat myself multiple times, because that's how I feel the way to get my ideas out there and stuff, is keep kind of talking about them and stuff, and try to reach more people. I encourage you people to do that. I think from what I've been seeing, it's a slow process. Like, I'm not an overnight YouTube sensation, but it's a slow process where I actually feel like I'm actually going somewhere. Like, I got that feeling where, hey, keep doing this, keep at it, and you're gonna be there and stuff. I know it's a slow process, but I keep working at it, keep grinding at it and stuff, and I notice improvements where I know this is the path I need to be on to make it a reality. I know there's people out there that personally know me that's gonna watch this, and they're gonna laugh, and that's okay. That's what the Bible talks about. It talks about, when you follow, Jesus said, if you follow me, you're going to have people that are going to want to throw stones and stuff. And you know what I say to those people are, he who throws stones, like Jesus said, he who without sin can cast the first stone. That's what I say to those people. But yeah, it's a fun journey and stuff. And I would encourage people to do it. Just give it a try, If you got an idea or something you'd like to do, make a video about it and share it, talk about it. And who knows, you might make enough views where you can make it possible. Even if it's an item or toy you want, even if it's something you need or a toy you want, don't be alarmed to make a video about it and talk about, hey, why would you like that and stuff. And like that video I uploaded not too long ago about that little electric pickup. Oh, I'll tell you right now, if I had the money and I knew how to order one of those, and I know I could safely afford it without hurting myself, heck, there would be one sitting in my yard, and I'd be messing around with it, because my town adopted an ORV ordinance where on certain roads you are allowed to, in this village, drive around in an ORV, off-road vehicle, as long as you have the state ORV sticker on it. They have a little sticker you can get at the Secretary of State that you can register an off-road vehicle for trail running and different things. But that little electric pickup, I think we need to mess around with it and see how good or bad it is. Because I know with some made in China products, sometimes they're a hit and miss on some of that stuff. But it would be neat, even like that long time ago, that little roadster I shared, a little go-kart thingy that looks like Chitty Bang Bang. That even be fun to have and mess around with that stuff. And one thing I would definitely do is on a lot of that stuff is I would see how good it is first before I bought one and gave to somebody, something like that, because I would feel kind of bad, some poor person that couldn't afford that stuff, buying them one, and then they say, oh man, a couple months ago that thing just broke on me, it was garbage, and be kind of feeling bad about it. So I would definitely make sure that it was decent quality first, and then if it was crappy, find something more similar and say, well, here's why I'm not going to give you one, because I found out the hard way it's junk, and I don't want to hurt your feelings, because, and stuff. But yeah, I think it would be fun to do all that stuff. And so I had all these ideas, and I sometimes call them wild ideas, and I thought, you know what? What's the harm? After watching videos of people dancing into foreign music that turns out to have a bunch of swear words and dirtiness in it, and seeing people eat weird, gross things, like I watched a video one time of a guy eating a cactus, and I'm not going to mention the name, but that famous guy Steve-O from Jack. We'll call it Jack Butt, I watched them, and they're out there on the internet, so I'm like, okay, then what's the harm in me doing it, Oh, granted, when I get a bigger YouTube channel, I'm going to have the internet trolls, the ones that are secretly jealous because they don't have the courage or guts to do it, and if you are one of those people, man, get off the couch, turn on your camera, have a talk, I always look at it, how I deal with trolls and negative people on the internet, I always just say, trolls make you famous. Which is true, too, Look at those paparazzi shows, how popular they got, gossiping about some famous celebrity and stuff. Oh, Clint Eastwood did this, and Michael Jackson did that, and oh, Donald Trump is doing this, and Charlie Sheen did this, I've in the past seen that stuff, and so hey, that's just part of life and stuff, I'm not worried about it and stuff, Oh, I know, being a worshiper of Jesus Christ, there's going to be a lot of people out there that say, oh, shame on you for worshiping that. And they're going to, there's other religions out there that don't believe in Jesus Christ I'll be out in public and they'll walk up and get right in my face and say, you're worshiping a false prophet. Shame on you. And all this stuff. And you know what? I'm just going to smile and laugh at them. Because I know what will happen is in the end times, those people will be the ones down on their hands and knees crying and begging, oh, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, have mercy on me. And he's just going to keep on walking. And, he's just going to, this is what Jesus is going to do when those people are over there down on their hands and knees begging for mercy. That's what he's going to do. He's just going to keep on walking. He'll walk right past him. And the ones that follow him, he's going to, and they're the ones that truly are followers, true believers, true to the heart, and truly follow Jesus. Those ones, when they're saying, have mercy on me, he's going to say, okay. He's going to shake their hand or say, or he might say, why are you bowing down there, Get up, follow me. He's going to, and you open the door, he's gonna say, hey, can you follow me? That's what he's gonna do. Just like he did to Simon Peter and the fishermen. He told him, hey, why don't you put your boats over there in the deep waters and lay down your nets? And they said, oh, we've been working so long, Master. We haven't caught a thing. And he gave them that look like, trust me. And they said, okay. And then they did what he asked. They got tons of fish and food. And then God said, if you follow me, I'll make you fishers of men. And they followed Jesus, and they seen his works and stuff and made them believers, and they ended up following him. Because the reason why Jesus came is the Creator. He's the Messiah. He is the Creator, the I am that I am. He is the one who came, the Creator came into the Virgin Mary through the body of Jesus Christ to reveal himself and introduce himself to the world. Because when he did that, it was a long time before he had let anybody seen him, meet him and stuff. So he decided to, you know what, I'm going to reveal myself to the whole world so the world can know who the Creator is, the one that created him and stuff. And so that's why he did what he did, is to show the world who he was, to introduce himself, and to take away our sins and stuff. You know, he died on Calvary for our sins, and he basically took the test and for us, so we could all pass and be forgiven of sins and stuff and things. But yeah, you know. But that's just my reasons why I'm doing this YouTube, and I'm going to again some other time, maybe next week or the week after that, you know, make another video talking about the same thing, because I think it's important to do that, so that way to help the algorithm get myself out there and be able to more and more reach the reality and goal of that and stuff. Because if I'm just sitting on my butt, you know, crying, oh, I got to work this place or work that place and stuff, and I'm not, you know, doing anything, then I'm gonna, you know, not know. You know, it's better to try and fail than to instead of just sitting back wondering, what if I would have done that, and then become a mopey person and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, that's my main biggest reason why I do YouTube and stuff, is because I have so many neat kind of ideas, and I also want to help out people in need along the way, and so why not make YouTube and do that and make it a reality and stuff. So, and I know, and to all you people that really love these talk videos, thank you very much for the kind words and comments and encouragement, and I hope you find these inspirational and doing whatever it is you want to do, you know, whatever career path ideas you have, you know, even if it encourages you just to go to the local gas station and get you a popsicle or a bag of chips or something, you know, hey. So, hope you all have a good day. Thank you for watching Boomhauer69 YouTube channel. Don't forget to share this video with everyone you know, and hitting that subscribe button helps me out and stuff as well. That helps I call it helps the algorithm, you know, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching these videos and stuff. I enjoy them. I enjoy interacting with people. Since I work a lot, usually I just read the comment, and then I'll leave a heart to let people know, hey, I seen your comment and stuff. I know a lot of people really like that. Like they freak out when people like the comments. Like one time when I had a Twitter account, I don't have Twitter no more. It's just one of those things. Long time ago I had Twitter, and then I got bored with it and deleted it and stuff, and then I ended up making, yeah, it was wrong. And then I ended up just making a Instagram and stuff. I thought about in the past making another Twitter account, but I haven't decided on that yet. But one time, anyways, I like the rock and roll band The Guess Who, and I remember one time one of the Guess Who band members liked a comment that I put on their Twitter page, and and they heart and like the comment, and I remember sharing it with them when I guess who band member shared liked my comment and stuff, and freaked out about it, and I bragged about it all over the internet and stuff. So I know how it is when you what you think of kind of a celebrity or person out there, and stuff. So yeah, and yes, if you see me out in public, hey, don't be afraid to say hey and speak to me and stuff. I enjoy that as well. I have that happen quite a few times where people saw me at my job because I worked at a store and out in public, and I don't mind people acknowledging me and stuff. I'm a very friendly, open person and stuff, and so yeah and stuff. So yeah, please share this video with everyone you know because that's gonna help me out and stuff. And I love seeing your comments. And yes, someday I do wanna look into getting a P.O. box so you people can send me fan mail, and then maybe I can do videos like people used to do in the past of doing fan mail, do like a fan mail Monday thing where I open up people's fan mail and stuff. So you'll probably see that in the future. Have a good day, everyone.